By now, if you're on TikTok, you've probably seen that series that blew up of the girl who is in love with her psychiatrist. And while I haven't seen the TikToks in their entirety, we did talk about it at length today in my group supervision. So I thought I'd hop on and give my take and a little bit of an explanation for what you can do if you feel like you're in the same spot. This isn't an abnormal experience. Falling in love with your therapist is more often than not a form of transference, which in therapy lingo is when a client or a therapist feels a strong emotion and instead of directing it at the appropriate person or in the appropriate direction, directs it to the person just sitting across from them. Basically what happens is your brain takes all of those really nice fuzzy feelings of safety, of being understood and cared for, and says, your therapist is the one making you feel those things, so that must be romantic. And in reality, your brain is just confusing the fact that either you're with someone who isn't giving you what you need in those areas, or you're maybe single or in between relationships and really craving those feelings. And so they're attaching those feelings to a person as opposed to those feelings to the experience of being deeply understood and feeling safe and connected. More often than not, this doesn't mean you're actually in love with your therapist. It means that your brain is taking those feelings and maybe the feelings you've been feeling for the first time and saying, I want more of that. I want to feel more of that. And when we feel those kinds of like giddy, bubbly feelings, a lot of times it is in response to a romantic partner or a crush. So it gets really conflicting for our brains and we have a hard time distinguishing between the two. So what do you do with those feelings? I know it's scary, I know it can feel awkward, but bringing it up to your therapist is really the best option. Your therapist is going to be the one with the tools to help you navigate and handle those feelings and maybe even help you to distinguish between a crush or being in love with the feeling of feeling safe and understood for maybe the first time ever. And as awkward as that might feel, I promise your therapist won't be shocked or judge you. As therapists, we're trained to navigate these situations because they do happen so frequently. So if you're sitting in session and feeling feelings that are confusing or make you feel really anxious, know that one, you're not the first person to feel that way. And two, this is a really natural response to being in a relationship with someone, even professionally, that makes you feel really seen, understood, and valued.